This episode of Snow White with the Red Hair was so sweet. Seeing that Mitsuhide and Kiki moment when Kiki got pushed and then he grabs Kiki and he's like, "Are you okay? Is your hand okay?" And all that was adorable. That was fucking adorable. That was probably one of the best moments of this episode of Snow White with the Red Hair. But overall, this episode was very, very funny. Definitely. It was my type of comedy. Very uplifting and great comedy this week with Snow White with the Red Hair. Now, I will say, if you're not a fan of Mitsuhide, once again, we have another Mitsuhide episode. Even though it kind of started off with Zen as the focus, it was still a Mitsuhide episode. Kind of seeing a different side to him. It's kind of like what would happen if Mitsuhide was kind of out of character. And that's exactly what this episode was. Showing if Mitsuhide had a little bit of a change. He went back to his older self, was a little bit uptight, and, you know, kind of expressed his feelings a lot more expressively. And seeing how he acted towards Prince Zen and seeing how he did what he did to Shirayuki and then also Kiki, it was just a very funny moment throughout the entire episode. It's just enjoyable to see Mitsuhide out of character compared to how he normally is. Now, I will say though, when it comes to the Zen moments, the episode started off pretty funny as well, because I mean, when you see Zen just walking, I mean, all of a sudden you see these like laundry just fall from the second floor onto his head. I'm like, oh my god, what other way to get hurt? I mean, his, like, neck is all creaked up. He's like, oh, my neck hurts. I don't want to turn my neck. I'm like, I can understand that. Actually, a couple days ago, my neck was kind of hurt, so it sucks. I mean, when you sleep wrong or something and your neck feels sore, that fucking sucks. And so seeing, you know, how Zen was doing, I'm like, I relate with him, man. I know how he would feel. I mean, if your neck is hurting and all that, and seeing how he was, you know, his neck was hurting, and then, you know, how Mitsuhide kind of like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'll do anything for you. And then, you know, you had it to where, you know, Shirayuki was trying to help him and stuff. I was just having a very good laugh. This episode, as, you know, I guess Snow White fashion, it was very relaxing. It was a great way to kind of top off a Monday, or start a Monday, because actually, one of the only series I watch on Monday is this, besides Ace of Diamonds. So, yeah, it's still a good way to actually conclude a Monday. Now, I will say, though, next week is the final episode of Season 2. All good things must come to an end. Sad, because I mean, I really like Snow White with the Red Hair. I'm shocked it ever got a season 2. I really am. I'm completely shocked it got a season 2, but I just do not believe a series like this might get a season 3, which saddens me. It's rarer than a season 2. Definitely. It's definitely rarer than a season 2. I do hope one day we do get one, maybe OVAs to finish it off. But it's going to be sad when it finally concludes, because if it doesn't have an announcement for Season 3, I just hope in the next couple months it might announce one. Maybe, you know, 4 weeks down the road, maybe, you know, 6 months down the road, just sometime in the future. Maybe we might get an announcement for Season 3 when the manga finishes, because apparently the manga is still ongoing, so maybe that's why they're probably going to have to end it at Season 2 and not continue it to Season 3. But still, I mean, with it coming to an end next week, the final episode, it just makes you realize we're about to, you know, lose another good romance series. It's about to end. Guess we have to find a new romance next season. So yeah, this episode of Snow White with the Red Hair, enjoyable. I loved it. Very sweet and adorable episode. Mitsuhide episode. So if you like Mitsuhide, I think you're going to like this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.